With all due honor and praise to the Most High, I worship thee through the divine image of my wives. Amen. Welcome to the Horseman Law Podcast. And we're back at it. Hope everybody's good. Starting a little late tonight. Pardon me. But we're going to get it cracking. Had to get a show in before the festivities. Super Bowl weekend next weekend. Today is the Pro Bowl, which they got to get rid of, man. Pro Bowl is trash. I mean, you might as well get some rappers out there and some actors and put them in some pads and let them play, because what they doing now is just ridiculous. But other than that, hope everybody's well, healthy, motivated. Shout out to all my people out there in the field. All y'all working. NASCAR is in LA. Super Bowl's getting ready to be in LA. So it's about to be a movement out there. Hope everybody's safe. Hope everybody's secure, well protected. Investing in their protection. I'll be out there next week. And hope all my dudes is out there making money, charging the proper rates, not out there working for chump change. Get the right amount of money, get the right type of daily, move safely, double up, triple up, man up. This is the times we live in, man. This past week has been eventful, to say the least. It's Black History Month, man. And with that comes the ritual of complete bullshit, man. Every year during Black History Month is where you get the most outrageous, outlandish amount of stupidity, racial, emotional manipulation. You get it every year, man. Every year. Specifically around Black History Month. I mean, back to back trash. You got Whoopi Goldberg. You got the shit with Joe Rogan. We'll get into that. And you got the NFL. So, speaking in the NFL and speaking of the Pro Bowl and speaking of Black History Month, the story of Brian Flores, which is the most ridiculous story ever. Serious story, though. I mean, anytime you got a league that's 70% black, anytime you got a league that's, you got all these black players, you got all these people, and the coaches don't reflect that, that's an issue. Now, where I might differ from everybody else is that's an issue with the NFLPA, to me, more than it is the owners. Expecting the owners to enforce the Rooney Rule was the most ridiculous thing ever in the first place. That should have been something enforced by the NFLPA. That should have been something about the players who refuse to work in a league where the coaching staff does not reflect the staff of players on the field. So that's something you take up with the NFLPA, expecting the owners to take care of that and to take ownership of that. They don't give a fuck. And, to them, you're nothing but employees anyway. They don't think you have any ownership in the league. It's their league, and to them, they do whatever they want to do with it. It's up to you as a player to make decisions and stand on them and force them to make some moves. If you're not going to force them to make moves, then they're not going to do it, right? Now, on another note, the idea of a coach being paid $100,000 per game to lose a game. Anybody who bets on games should be livid. Anybody who does a parlay card, does any type of betting on sports, NFL in particular, should be livid at that. They should be upset. They should be mad. And they should force Las Vegas. They should force every other gaming site, gaming state to do a rigorous investigation on that, if that's the case. You also got Hugh Jackson, the former coach of the Bengals, who also said the same thing. So, yeah, they're going to have to answer for that. And if you are an owner of a team and you participated in some shit like that, then you should no longer be an owner. That should be common sense. You should be thrown out of the league, which should open the door for owners, black owners. We have more than enough money. There's more than enough wealth out there for us to have our own team, for black people to own a team, for a black man, black woman, whatever you want to call it, to own a team. So, yeah, kick those doors open. But that should be a federal investigation. That should be somebody should go to jail. $100,000 to lose a game? Yeah, somebody got to pay for that. Somebody's head's got to roll for that. But once again, this is all around, like I said before, Black History Month. It's a ritual, man. It's a ritual of emotional manipulation. They start manipulating us emotionally, get us all tied in and invested in these storylines, and you know, underneath the table they're doing some foul shit. You take, for instance, Whoopi Goldberg. That's a fucking distraction, a bunch of bullshit. You know, she got whooped, got her plantation wake-up call. You know, good for her. She should quit, if that's the case. If you feel like that, if you feel that strongly about it and you feel like you ain't do nothing wrong and you didn't need to apologize and shouldn't have had to apologize, then you should quit. Then you should quit. Stand on it. If not, tuck your tail. Come back in 2 weeks, smile, and keep it moving. You know? But once again, the same old emotional. Let's get you tied up emotional. Get you tied up emotionally. In other news and sports, NBA trade deadline is coming. Yeah, fuck the NBA. I mean, outside of Kyrie, yeah, fuck them. I'm sorry. I just can't muster up enough care to really give a fuck. Maybe I'll check in after the playoffs start and see what's happening there, man. But something I want to get into, man, and I want to talk to y'all about, and that is Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan. Let me take a couple hits of this cigar here. Listen. Understand something, man. And those of y'all in the comments and on the page, those of y'all who know me will understand what I'm about to say. And understand my stance on this Joe Rogan shit. I don't like somebody poking the bear. And what I mean by that, man, I don't want to be emotionally manipulated. I don't want nobody telling me how I should feel about some shit. I don't need nobody telling me whether or not I should be offended. I don't need nobody telling me whether or not I should be upset because somebody said something. That I have a problem. Why are you trying to convince me or get me to feel a way about this man? For what reason? What purpose? Now, shouldn't we investigate that? Shouldn't we start to think about why all of a sudden you compile a compilation of this man saying the N-word 11 years later and then expect us to be outraged and to cancel this man's show because of it. Now, full disclosure, I appreciate the Joe Rogan show. I watched the Joe Rogan show. I have listened to it. But let's keep it real. I've known about him saying the N-word. I've known about his comments about Planet of the Apes. Now, none of that offends me. Not on some shucking and jiving coon shit. On some, I expect every white man to think like that. I would be surprised if he didn't feel that way. I would be surprised if he didn't say the N-word when nobody else was around. You the fool if you think Joe Rogan and all his other Caucasian comedy homies don't sit around and joke about black people. You the fool if you think that's not true. I know they do. Just like I sit around and talk shit about white people. If you're supposed to. Everybody plays football. Everybody here has played a sport of some sort. Now, if I'm the Bengals getting ready to play the Rams, when we get on the field, fuck the Rams. No matter who's over there playing. And I'm sure the Rams will feel the same way. If I'm playing on the Bengals and you play for the Rams, on that Sunday is fuck me. I understand. That don't mean you hate all Rams and people from LA. That don't mean you hate all Bengals and people from Cincinnati. No. What it means is, on the field, it's fuck you. Now that's the same thing here. That doesn't mean Joe Rogan don't like black people. Don't mean he's a racist. That means he loves being white. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. You should. You should. If I was a white man, I would love being white. I would love my history. I would love everything about it. Just as much as being a black man, I love being black. Take the emotion out of it. Why are you emotional? Now, as far as I'm concerned, and I know a lot of people don't share this sentiment, a nigga is a person, place, or thing. As far as I'm concerned. Nigger, whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to say. I do not let people refer to me as a nigga or a nigger. Black, white, or indifference doesn't matter. Because I am not one. Now, that doesn't mean I feel comfortable with a white dude running around being disrespectful, shouting the word from, the mountaintops because he thinks he can. But for me to address that, I'd be lying to say I would address that man for saying the word. No, I would address that man for feeling comfortable at the idea that he can be disrespectful in my presence. That's the offense, not the word. So someone saying the word within context does not offend me. That is a weak position. That's a weak position for you to be offended at someone saying a word within context. right? That is the most basic manipulation. Somebody being able to chop up every time somebody says something and then play it for you, and then you react emotionally. And come on, man. They're saying something about you and how easy you can be manipulated, is what they're saying. They're saying you have the emotional capacity of a child. That's what they're saying, right? They're saying your your capacity to think and rationalize is so beneath them that all they have to do is compile a compilation of this man saying a word without context and get you to react. See, once we en masse start feeling disrespected by the bullshit, wait, hold on. You're trying to get me to, you're trying to manipulate me emotionally with this bullshit. That's when they'll start respecting you. But as long as they think they can just trot out some bullshit and he said this and he said that and council culture and this and that, and you start to react to everything they give you, everything they put in front of you, that's you proving that you don't have uh, the capacity to think, to rationalize, to use logic. Logic tells you if someone is speaking for a living over a decade that you can chop up his words to say anything logically. Logic tells you that. That's basic logic. I'm sure if you went back and chopped up all my shows, you could say I said anything. That's logic. You have to be able to rationalize and use your mind and wonder why. Why is it? Why is it that all these artists who don't own their music is all of a sudden preaching and virtue signaling, talking about removing their music from this specific platform? Why all of a sudden? Why would that be? Well, if they don't own the music, who owns it? Could it be that the people who really own the music, could it be that they have major interest in the pharmaceutical companies? Wow. Wow. Could it be that the information that's coming around that's on Joe Rogan uh, could hinder the profit margin on these pharmaceutical companies? Hmm. That's a thinking man's proposition. That's a thinking man's proposition. Something to think about. So it's only the 6th of the month, man. It's only the 6th of Black History Month. So this is just a taste of what's coming. Every day, every day there's gonna be something for them to try to get you riled up. Every day there's gonna be some type of news report. There's gonna be some type of, you know, injustice, and just to pull on your emotional strings in order to distract you from the real shit. Right? Never mind if you paid attention, you know, their BLM is under investigation. $90 million. Nobody knows where it's at. All the people who are in the head of it have stepped down. So never mind that. Ain't nobody paying attention to that. Where that money go? Come to find out, she trafficked, whoever trafficked 10 million plus. Don't quote me on that. Into another foundation of her wife's in Canada. So a black man is murdered in America. You create an organization in support of so-called black people. People donate in mass. You redirect the earnings and profits from those donations to a whole nother country to benefit the whole nother country and the people, the family members of the man who was murdered, haven't seen any of that money. The neighborhood in which that man was murdered ain't seen none of the money. But you worried about Whoopi Goldberg and Joe Rogan? Come on, man. Make it make sense, bro. Y'all got to wise up and start thinking. You got to start using your head out there, man. They playing chess, not checkers. Fuck Joe Rogan and Whoopi Goldberg. Fuck all them. I ain't worried about that. Where the bread at? Where that money at? Why that money ain't go to George Floyd's family? Why that money ain't go to the young brother Marcus Brown? Why his family ain't see none of that bread? Tamir Rice. Why his family ain't see none of that bread? Come on, man. The countless bodies, black men, black women, the countless bodies that have been stacked up, they ain't seen nothing from it. You plastered their face all over. And I don't want to hear nothing from Tamika Mallory. I don't want to hear nothing from my son. No disrespect. I don't want to hear nothing about that because you was riding with them. You was riding with BLM when they was out there. Y'all was marching together. Y'all was bouncing marketing off each other. You was doing interviews on their platform. They were doing interviews on your platform. You was speaking at their events. They were speaking at your events. You sold merch at their events. You wore merch from their events. You guys were sharing. Y'all were sharing all this. And now all of a sudden, nobody has anything to say about the $90 million of donations that nobody can account for. Nobody can account for. If you gave it to the Joe Biden campaign, say that. Say it. Stand on it. If you stole it, then you got to pay for it. Give a fuck who you are. That's just where we at, man. I'm deeply offended by the BLM situation. Deeply offended. Because I seen everybody in the streets. I seen all the clients I had and all the artists giving money, throwing money at BLM. Shit, I even recommended some of my clients to go ahead and donate to BLM. It looked good. They made it sound good. That motherfuckers buying houses and doing all kind of shit, disappearing, talking about fuck the nuclear family and all kind of crazy shit. And you sent the money to Canada? What? Nah, man. Well, that's my 2 cents, man. Let's see if we can get Killer J on the horn. See what he got to say about it. On this Sunday. So yeah, man. All y'all stay. Not yet? Okay. We're trying back. He just texted me. Hold on.
Press 1.
Killer J.
What's up, brother?
What's good?
Just relaxing right now.
You was in the gym. How was it?
Yeah, it was good. I killed that shit.
You watched the game?
Nah.
Man, it's just trash. Big trash. Yeah, so what we was talking about earlier, man, I know we was talking about cats keeping their mouth shut on the field. I want to hear you expound on that.
This is the biggest problem with security. People don't realize this. If you're working for the boss, you got an entourage, all you guys are workers. No security should be buddy-buddy with the entourage. You guys got to be like a knife, a fork, and a spoon. You can't eat a steak with a spoon. It's just another object on a napkin. Security is a fork. You can eat anything with a fork, even cereal.
Facts.
Thing that blows my mind is when you waste your energy with the entourage, when the entourage are paid workers like you. One thing that we always give Floyd credit for in 50, they kept security and entourage separate.
Absolutely.
Two different entities of the program.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, the thing about it is, man, not to be an asshole to any of these cats, but if you're looking for friendship, you're in the wrong business.
You look for friendship, go to the pound, get a puppy.
Exactly. So you out here in the field looking for a friend, man. Do your job. Get back safely. Get them back safely. That's your responsibility. It ain't your responsibility to be cool. It ain't your responsibility to be nobody's friend, nobody's social buddy. Do your job. Keep your mouth shut and keep it moving. Because at the end of the day, these cats ain't going to do nothing for you. I promise you. I promise you. They're going to throw you under the bus so fast, your head's going to spin.
Your ears hit the ground before your feet.
Exactly. Because we've seen it time and time again. The first people they blame it on, is the protection.
Yep.
That's the first people they blame it on.
Hey, there's a famous scene in the movie American Gangster with Denzel. He flew to Vietnam. He's talking to his cousin. He told his cousin, no. I'm not talking to no middleman. I want to meet the man where he get it from. Mm-hmm. And that's what it is. We work for the man that everybody get it for. We only deal with the man.
Because that's who you're responsible for. You're only responsible for the man. You're only responsible. See, a lot of times what happens is we put people in the field. They'll get out there in the field and they start feeling like they out there for the best interest of everybody else. That's not who you out there for. You out there for the best interest of the person that put you there and the client that pays the bills.
Yep.
That's it and that's all.
Hell yeah.
That's it and that's all. That's what you're responsible for. You're responsible for the reputation of the motherfucker that put you in that position, and you're responsible for the person paying the bills. All the rest of that shit, be quiet, keep your head down, keep your head on the swivel, and keep it moving. Stop talking.
Yep. I'm going to tell you what the biggest joke going to be. Everybody coming to California for the Super Bowl shit, not realizing it's cool. You can cheer for the motherfucking Bengals. You can cheer for the motherfucking Rams, but you best believe it could be some motherfuckers on the street cheering for your ass.
Watching and waiting.
Hoping you come. All these out-of-towners coming in from Atlanta, New York, Wichita, Kansas with no security. They gonna realize, they gonna see what LA about. It ain't about just white girls and titties. You gonna see. You goddamn niggas make you dance. It ain't gonna be the music you want to.
Ain't gonna be the music you want to. You want to.
Anybody do security in California for Super Bowl weekend, and you armed, if you're not charging $2,000 a day or $200 a day, number one, you got piss poor clients.
And you a fool.
Bad. Number two, fool.
Yeah.
If you unarmed, you should be getting $800 to $1,000 a day.
Easy.
If your clientele cannot produce that type of revenue, then you're working for the wrong people. If you want to take a picture standing behind Cowboy Slim and Little Yachty, then go right ahead.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's 1,000%. Because I'm gonna tell you the one threat me and you know, and nobody else is paying attention to. These broads backdooring these hoes. These broads backdooring these dudes. Now, you coming in from out of town, you fucking with the same pocket of broads. And if you don't think every one of these broads don't have a hit team waiting on you, you a fool. You a fool. So play them games if you want to. Play them games if you want to. Get you some proper security. Pay them brothers properly. Make sure they out there on the front line, checking IDs, checking everything. Nobody should be going into a spot that they can't control and they can't handle. If not, call the people who can handle it.
Yep.
Because they're not out there. They're not out there being nice, man. They shooting first and taking everything.
Yep, everything.
Everything.
They're gonna learn. And you know what it is? You just said the key thing. The era. This how people are, right? These people watch Power. These people watch the BMF movie, realizing this is just TV. Because in all actual facts, the real BMF, the girls out here right now, even these clown ass rappers, they wouldn't even be around these niggas. You gotta remember, this era of society wasn't around when how it used to be. They never seen movements before. Not just BMF. You had big time people in different states that moved accordingly. That's the let me tell you something. This is the trouble with security. It went from being a business where the smartest, the most intelligent, the most skillful logistic, the most skillful diplomats, the most skillful hand-to-hand, the most skillful armed guards. We don't exist no more. Now with these goddamn niggas that have no resume, no reputation, and because somebody knew them and they work for $250, they just want to photo op. When your Instagram pictures of who you work with behind these local rappers are bigger than your fucking bank account, you got a problem. If you've been a bodyguard for the past 5 years, if you don't own a goddamn thing, if your car ain't paid off, what do we say, thing? If you're not living like a grown adult and your circle, your family, and yourself isn't taking care financially, why are you on the road? You might become a bouncer again. If you were a bouncer.
Facts.
You wouldn't be too many grown-ass men that at 30 to 35, they didn't put on 20 pounds, got some tattoos, shaved their head, got a goatee, or use some Beijing. Now, all of a sudden, they went from being little Tony, now they Colossus Bob. Now, all of a sudden, nigga took one MMA class and quit. Or took brought a Thai video. Now, all of a sudden, they skilled a hand-to-hand cop grappler.
You might as well work for a temp agency.
That's the part you get. Every day I scratch my head and wonder, because this be the fun. So tonight, me and Smitty was in the gym tonight,
right?
Talking to this guy, young guy, right? And this guy's from Alabama Avenue, Washington D.C., Southeast.
Yo, you hear me? Oh, we lost him. Hold on. Let's see if we can call him right back. Cooking.
Hello?
Yo, what was you saying?
Where are you from? Where that nigga from? It's so dangerous. We were talking about Lil Wayne. You hear me?
Yeah.
And I told him, Lil Wayne started rapping at 12 years old. When he started rapping at 12 years old, what 12-year-old in Lil Wayne's era was out here shooting and killing people. Nowadays, yeah. But in that era, who's doing something like that? Right? You from the Chocolate City, the murder capital of the world, and you believe Lil Wayne was shooting and killing people. What are you saying?
Yeah, that's the generation we talking about. You talking about a generation who believe everything they're hearing.
Yep.
You talking?
You just said it is so easy nowadays to make everybody a bad guy when they're not even a bad guy.
Yeah. You see, and that's the reason why I posted those old videos from 24/7. You got to remember that's before the viral. That was before social media. That was before Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, or any of that. Just to get these cats a taste of like, that's how deep the roots go.
And Tank, I got one better for you. How many of these motherfucking niggas nowadays got a guy as big as Floyd Mayweather saying actually that if you got bullshit security, you got bullshit with you. You don't even see that. You don't even see that nowadays.
No. No, what you seeing nowadays is you seeing cats changing security like they change socks.
Yeah.
That's what you seeing.
So many guys. Let me say this, right? And I don't talk ill will about the dead. Shadow, the white dude Norm, were the biggest con artists in business. That lied, falsified his resume. And them dudes don't do nothing, man. Like, it's a whole lot of guys. Like, I know guys that lie about being on details, that they were shootouts, they weren't in the case. But it's so easy. This is what it is. It's so easy to say you did something. Let me tell you this. This is the funny shit about the BMF shit, right? If they really gonna talk about that shit, you gotta talk about Humza. Humza was Michi's bodyguard. Humza got caught at the motherfucking Miami International Airport with $500,000 and kept his mouth shut. Humza was the same nigga that got caught with the gun with Jay-Z. Then got caught with the gun with Nelly, shut his mouth and did his time. See, that's why they're gonna really talk about the BMF. You gotta talk about dudes that were really in the trenches. That really stood up for me. Not these motherfucking get with ass niggas that all of a sudden they told niggas that actually did something.
Mm-hmm. No, that's a real story. I mean, that's a story that really ain't being told, man. All these TV shows about BMF and all these shows about Bad Boy and all these shows about everybody Rap a Lot and Master P and all this. See, they telling these stories, but they're not talking about the soldiers behind them that made it possible for them to be able to tell these stories. See, one day those stories got to be told.
Yeah.
Because it sound good. It all sound good. But like I know, all these cats had to move with the right people or they wouldn't be here.
No.
They wouldn't be here.
Take this the funny shit ever, right? This is being real. Even if you go back, say this, okay, prime example. If you talk about the Shine shit with a nigga from Baltimore, a nigga named Star, right? No, his name was Star, his name was Scar. I'm sorry. You got to give Wolf all the credit in the world because Wolf held it down for Puffy like there was nobody. It seems what I tell you all the time. There's guys in this business, they're no longer here, but these are the guys that actually made it. So certain artists walk around. These are guys that really put their 2 cents into it to save people's lives. See, people don't realize all that shit.
Mm-hmm. No, that's big. That's big.
Like D-Rock. D-Rock held it down.
Yeah, shout out D-Rock.
Riz held it down.
Mm-hmm.
those were. Let me tell you something. You know, like I know, you could talk all this shit you want to. But there was a time when Sean Puffy Combs, people that made sure he could wake up every morning, were extremely loyal and lethal, and they were walking through people.
Yeah, that's a fact.
It's always the soldiers that don't get talked about, but the funny guys, they're the ones in the story.
Right. Yeah, God bless the dead Black over there with Ross.
Yeah.
I mean,
Black kept a lot of people don't realize that. Black and E-Class kept a lot of heat off with Ross.
That's a
People
fact.
don't even realize that.
That's a fact. And that's everywhere. That wasn't just in Miami. That was all over the place.
Yeah.
You know,
Because there's a whole lot of people wearing gold chains that come to California, and no, he may be locked up now, but one time in his life, he was a magician. He knew how to make you come out off that money and that jewelry. There was a time in life when people came to California, you know what I'm saying, that Marion Knight had a lot of motherfuckers scared. They about to talk that shit on TV, but sure enough, when they came in that goddamn Sunshine State, they acted different. They were acting different.
Listen. I don't give a fuck what they say about the man now. I don't give a fuck. I wasn't there. I don't know nothing about it. But I tell you, in the 90s, you be lying. You be lying if you ain't say that was the most powerful nigga in L.A. Period, point blank. Tell the truth. Shame the devil.
Yep.
If you came to L.A. in the 90s, you had to go through Death Row and Suge, Marion Knight. Now, that's just a fact. Niggas can argue what happened and this, that, and the other. In the 90s, you was there. Source Awards and everything else.
Yep.
You knew.
But this would be the funny shit. I see different YouTube shit. If you took X amount of dollars from Suge Knight back then, why you ain't kill him? Why his soldiers? Because he had some hard hitters with him. Why his soldiers didn't get you?
Bunchy.
Big Jake, Monkey Man, Nick Bone, Poochie.
Come on. Cold soldiers out there.
Yep.
And you wasn't coming around them. And you wasn't coming around them if you wasn't respected. Period, point blank.
Come on, period. Thank you.
You wasn't going up in them offices. You wasn't going to them death row offices. You wasn't going up there, up there on Ventura. You wasn't going up there unless you had some respect. So any nigga saying
I'll go a step further, then. You can go back to the late 90s, right? To the early 2000s. You weren't going to no motherfucking studios in New York if you ain't moved right. Let me tell you something. When Haitian Jack and Jimmy Hinchman was running around, they had enough people with them that could stop traffic and make traffic happen. See, so a whole lot of people talk all that shit. These guys y'all want to call a whole lot of people out there had to do some avoiding people or paying people, had some sit downs. It's like True Life. True Life probably never sold a record in his life, but Jay-Z was smart enough. He had him with him. Him and them soldiers were gonna do something. Like Fat Joe, he had motherfucking what's the book? Pistol Pete with him.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of soldiering going on behind the scenes in the 90s, early 2000s that nobody paid no attention to. There's a whole lot of talking went on for cats to continue to move.
Let me tell you something, man. This the shit that people. This is to blow my mind, right? Prime example, right? See, these motherfuckers nowadays, you ain't never been to a strip club. I was a strip club, me and Twin. Magic City, be exact. AI through 10, meet you through 20. AI through 30, meet you through 40. AI through 50, meet you through 100. AI just clapped his hands and bowed out. Let me tell you something, man. These thirsty ass bitches and niggas ain't never seen none of that. They ain't never been to strip club and seen niggas throw 60, 70, 80,000 and then brought 100 motherfucking bottles and got 100 niggas with inside the club and 100 outside waiting on go.
this shit they talking about now, man. It's just a joke compared to this shit.
Let me tell you something. We said this, and I'll say the nigga's name. If the rapper Future was that much of a gangster, when Spoon got whatever happened to him in Ibiza, why you ain't fight for your man?
Yeah.
If you was that much of a killer, why you ain't move accordingly? If you was that much of a rich nigga, why you ain't fly private? If your people that smart, why y'all have festival ground transportation and every festival gives security? Why you ain't have like that?
Yeah.
But you so much of a hard hitter killer from wherever part of Georgia you from. Come on, man.
Yeah. Yeah, man. We said it before, man. At these days, don't talk to me about how much you got. Show me your investment and your protection. That's how you show me whether or not you rich. Give a fuck about your jewelry. Give a fuck about your bags. I don't care about how much Louis Vuitton you wearing. That don't mean nothing. How much you paying your protection. Now that's the wave. That's the wave. That's the wave.
This would be so crazy, right? These rappers have more conflict than private contractors when they go out of country and they get paid stupendously awesome. But these rappers have all this beef because motherfucking neighborhood niggas and these goddamn niggas spend so much on the chain but not on the security. How you run around your security sharing a room? How you run? See, this trick. This is what they do. They go to these states and they'll get rental cars, which is cool.
Right.
But your guy can't protect you, drive for you, open the door for you, carry your bags all by himself. And you feed niggas McDonald's every day. You're supposed to be thankful.
Come on.
Or the worst is when you turn your receipts in, anybody has an armed guard that travels, he has to check in his firearm.
Every time.
So why you not paying that man's bags? Why you not giving that man per diem?
Better yet, why you not paying that man's insurance?
Thank you.
Because if he ain't got none, he's a walking liability.
Or Frank, this is the crazy shit. And I know you and a few other brothers out here are not going to let nobody in the entourage get in their car with unregistered firearms and with drugs on them and ride in a fucking security car. Because if you get pulled over, everybody is going downtown. And heaven forbid the car's in your name, the car's getting impounded, and you don't catch all the charges, even if the guy has it on him.
Yeah, and at the very least, even if you get out, even if you bail out, even if they don't charge you, you're losing every license you got.
Like, I'm gonna do one better for you. The state of Virginia is the only state, if you get caught with an illegal firearm, it's automatically 5 years in prison, and you get exiled from the state. So you security guys, you guys ain't smart enough to tell the individual, my man, you cannot get in this car. I'm not jeopardizing all my credentials for you. If you want to be the hitter, you need to get an Uber.
Facts.
Shoot out the window from there.
Facts. And if you want to smoke that bad, if you got to smoke that bad, get in a cab.
Get in the cab.
If that weed mean that much to you.
A lot of these managers are so fucking dick struck, they don't really care about the guy that's making them the bag. This is what they do. It's like when kids play Legos. The managers will put the dumbest motherfuckers around the client because he knows if they put somebody smart around the client's going to see all the bullshit. There's no way that you can work 15 hours. Say be at work for 15 hours and you smoke 8 to 9 blunts. There's no way you're functional. There's no way you could drive, fight, pull a gun. No man, listen to me. You can name countless people to play receiver, DN, safety, linebacker, NFL that smoked their way out of the NFL because they were 2 steps too slow.
Right.
Well, Ron Salam was one of the greatest running backs in college, won the Heisman, University of fucking Colorado, went to Chicago Bears, smoked so much weed every day with there. Even the great Ricky Williams was a step slow.
Yeah. And he admitted that. He admitted to that.
How you smoking something every day, that decreases the natural production of testosterone in your body, and you think your energy level is not going to be depleted.
Mm. Mm.
How are you smoking something that's guaranteed to put you in a numbing trance and think that your reflexes ain't going to be slow?
Come on.
How you this is what the crazy shit is. How you 30 to 40 years old? What type of woman want to lay next to a nigga that smell like weed every day? What type of man want to be smoking around his kids, holding his kids? What type of man, the virus is out here and you sharing blunts with a nigga? Don't nobody know what anybody do with their mouth behind closed doors.
Mm. Yeah, that's too much real. That's too real. That's too real.
Before, I had to tell this girl, this is the funny thing about you girls. You think because a nigga got a pistol, some tight jeans on with no belt, and maybe got $400 in his pocket, he a gangster. Or nowadays, this is what it is. Oh, I'm affiliated with this neighborhood. How is that being a man? How you fucking a nigga? And this is where we always say things. If you want to say, this bitch is mine, and she with me, if you don't hold down your property, what's in your circle, how are you a man? Yeah. I'm not saying the bitch you tricked off at a club. I'm talking about this is the girl you in a relationship with. How is she struggling? That's the part to get me. If you're a woman, this is the worst thing in life, Tank, is a woman that's fucking with no purpose. Even nymphomaniacs fuck for a purpose. You know what I'm saying? But you bitches out here, if you okay, say you fucking with a nigga. If you fucking with a nigga, right? The average dinner plus drinks at these upscale restaurants is going to run you between $300 to maybe $600, right?
Absolutely.
Boom. The average pair of high heels, Fendi's, Giuseppe's, Bodega, they're going to run $1,700, okay? The average handbag out here, Fendi, Chanel, Gucci, Prada, all right? You ain't talking about the big bags, the Balenciagos. First of all these girls here doing all this shit, show me 20 girls right now where that nigga that brought them a Goyard bag. That bag that starts at $5K on up to 10.
Hermes.
And you bitch still ain't got it. But this is what you're doing. This your nigga. Oh, he my man. He can't buy you a Happy Meal and a supersized drink, but he your man. Y'all sharing a car. His cell phone is mama's in. He can't call on Friday and Saturday because he went over his minutes. But this is your gangster. This is what you think a gangster is because he got some tattoos and wears skinny jeans and he got some Balenciagos on. But that's your gangster. But he's still living in his mom's living room floor, camping out at your house. You got a one-bedroom apartment with 4 kids. Y'all got a quarter cup of milk in the refrigerator. Everybody trying to eat cereal in the morning. But see, these males have watered down us.
Yeah, that's a fact.
If you work, say you do construction, right?
Mm-hmm.
The average person that does construction is a hard-working laborer, right? How you doing the protection game and nothing about you is physically fit, mentally fit, or spiritually fit? How you walk from here to the bathroom, you out of breath, but you're a bodyguard. Even Joey Chestnut lift weights. He eats the most hot dogs every 4th of July.
Right.
Fuck out of here,
Nah,
man.
you see it all the time, man. You see it all the time. It's a costume.
How you a bodyguard not wearing a belt?
It's a costume. They have turned the industry into a costume. It's it's Fortnite. These niggas is Fortnite.
I'm still laughing. Niggas walking around with these goddamn tactical vests on. I will never forget that. I've seen a lot of ugly things in my life. Seeing grown men with tactical vests on and see security patched on it is the most absurd thing my eyes have witnessed.
It's cosplay. It's cosplay, man.
So I guess in the states that you can't carry a firearm, but you got a vest on. As long as you don't get stabbed with a penknife, you can be okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You can't even carry a pocket knife in New York.
No.
Because you got to attack them.
I'll do you one better. You can't carry a vest if you got a record.
Yeah.
Misdemeanor now. It used to be a felony. Misdemeanor. If you got a violent misdemeanor, you can't wear a vest. A lot of these cats out here are working so ignorant. They have done no research. They've done no homework in what they're doing and what their job entails. They just out here, man. They just out here playing.
I'll tell you, this is the worst one that gets me. You start all the trouble in the world. You talk about you want it, catch me in traffic. You get beat up. You get hurt or killed, your family's suing. But you was tough 2 weeks ago. You can't, what we say, Tank? You cannot order it, then it come and you don't want to eat it. Why'd you order it?
Come on.
If you don't want, because there's some people out here going to hurt you. If you don't want no type of drama, shut the fuck up.
Absolutely.
Silence, this is the funny thing. Silence is free.
Yep.
You wake up with, in the morning, you wake up with two things every morning, a choice and a chance. Shut the fuck up if you're not trying to get down with that.
Yep.
And Tank, you know this, I'm not going to lie to you. You know this, we've calmed down a lot because we both know right now, you smack a nigga, the nigga's going to be the toughest nigga in the club.
Yeah.
As soon as you smack the saliva in the nigga's mouth, he run to the precinct. But you just said fuck the police.
Exactly.
You just said you hold court in the street.
Exactly.
You're the goddamn plaintiff.
Right.
I'm the defendant.
See, and don't get it twisted. The difference between us now and back then is back then we would entertain ourselves by fucking people up.
Yeah.
That was entertainment. We have no time for that now. So what I always say, if it ain't worth killing, leave it alone.
Yep.
If it ain't worth killing, leave it alone. You always know what time it is. When we say, we not talking no more.
Yep.
I'm done talking. That's a wrap. It's either A or B at that point.
I got one better for you, right? And this is where I'm lost at, right? And this is why I'm so mad at people, right? I'm gonna change the topic. How the fuck the Europeans and Caucasians let fucking Marjorie Greene say all this shit about the Jewish people Holocaust and don't nothing happen? Whoopi Goldberg say something, she's suspended. I'm confused.
Mm-hmm. Now, what's even more confusing is she's on an opinion show.
Yeah.
Your whole reason for being on the show is to have an opinion. So if you have an opinion that's not the same opinion as everybody else, then you get punished. You get whooped. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Nick Cannon and everybody else. If I can't be a man and say what the fuck I want to say, then I ain't gonna say nothing. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I would rather see Whoopi Goldberg or anybody else on these platforms say, you know what? Hey, I'm getting paid. I ain't gonna say nothing.
Yeah.
Because y'all ain't gonna like what I have to say. Say that. Say that. But all this begging and pleading and apologizing, nah, man, that shit is out. Fuck that apology shit.
This would be so crazy. This would be so crazy, Tank. And this is our judicial system. How the fuck you let these motherfuckers that killed Ahmaud Arbery take a plea deal?
Now talk about that. Please talk about that.
How the motherfucker that shot Laquan McDaniels in Chicago 16 times, how you out of prison already?
Just got out. Black History Month. Just got out.
If you don't, what we always say, Tank, if you don't see all these motherfuckers, these Lee Malvos, these motherfucking, what's the boy's name? Benjamin Crumb, you motherfuckers, y'all supposed to be kicking down the fucking door. This fucking, the civil rights is supposed to be right there, there. Man, come on, man.
Come on. Now you said this weeks ago. You said this shows ago. Why are these motherfuckers in protection? Why are they in protective custody? When they gonna hit the yard?
Yeah.
When they gonna hit the yard? They were so protective of these cocksuckers They ain't even want them in the yard.
Nope.
They wanted to send them directly to Club Fed.
Yep.
Directly to a minimum yard.
Yep.
How you lynch a man and get minimum security? How?
How you got life plus natural life, life plus 30, life in prison, and you want to come on, man? Tell you,
Come
man.
on. Come on. How you not at the time an active police officer, and the other motherfucker wasn't nowhere near a police officer, and how are you being housed with former police officers?
Come on. Come on.
How was that possible?
This another thing that's scary too, right? How y'all let Joe? This would be so crazy. How can every white person say motherfucking nigger this, nigger that, and apologize, then it's all good?
Come on. Come on.
Like Joe Rogan. Like, see, this is people saying a white person. I always tell you this. Sooner or later, and there's a few that are solid. We know a few that are extremely solid. They're extremely solid, but there's a lot of them. Tank. They gonna say what they say. Then when you say something, oh, I apologize. Come on, man.
Nah, to keep your apology. This is my thing. I want you to be real. What we always say, man. I want you to be real. If I know a wood is a wood, we all good.
Yep.
We all good. I know where you stand. You know where I stand. It is what it is. I don't like the fucking wolves. I don't like the wolves in sheep clothing shit. Don't come hug up next to me and talk all that shit and I'm down and this and that. I hang out with Chappelle and all that bullshit. If that's how you feel, stand on it.
Yeah. What we always say, Tank. You can pull up every black organized street crime that they've had some connection at a white member, but you can't pull up the Yakuza. You can't pull up the cartel. You ain't never seen a black man. He might have done business with the cartel, but he ain't calling those shots. You ain't never seen a black man in the Russian mob, the Aryan Brotherhood, the Hells Angels, the Mongols, the pagans.
Come on.
You ain't never.
Come on.
But y'all let every white guy in America be in your organization. The White Bloods, Crips, GDs, Vice Lords. Come on, man.
Come on. Stop it. Come on. Stop it.
You ain't never seen a white Latin king. Or
Nope.
Nayeta.
Nope.
You might have been a white guy that hung around some Serenos. Go to that yard. Watch how fast they don't know you.
Watch how fast they offer your bitch ass up.
Yeah.
Immediately. Immediately.
Or Northerner.
Yeah. Shit. Have the wrong tattoos and hit the yard.
Yeah.
Have the wrong tattoo. You know, just like I know. I done seen plenty of motherfuckers came down there thinking he was a cool honorary Sereno.
Yep.
Till he hit that yard.
Yep.
You're 13, really? Okay.
They didn't beat the skin off your ass. I'll tell you, this would be the worst. I had to tell somebody a couple days ago. You're not dealing with the real MS-13. What y'all did found some Spanish people, and y'all want to label them MS-13. That's not MS-13.
Sure not.
That's just some to live over here.
Exactly. They can play like they want that. You can play like you want that action.
Yeah.
You can play like you want that action. I tell motherfuckers all the time, this ain't the 90s. This ain't LA in the 90s.
Nope.
Negroes ain't running nothing out there.
Nope.
If they tell you they are, they lying.
Let me tell you something, and you know this for a fact. Just like the federal system, the two biggest cars have always been the DC Blacks and the Aryan Brotherhood. They will always be the two biggest entities of any United States BOB. That's just what it is. And you might have certain cities that got vicious cars, but them two cars I just named will always be number one and number two.
Yep. That's why niggas out here on that gangbang shit. You gangbang on Clubhouse if you want to.
Yep.
Gangbang on Clubhouse if you want to.
And what's going to happen? Those individuals over there will run across the right person one day and get there and get the bark beat off of them. Yep. And they're going to be a career.
Yeah. Every man is responsible for the words that come out his mouth. I don't care if you're on Clubhouse or in the streets.
Unless you're European or Joe Rogan.
And this the funny part about it. The funny part about it is you ain't nobody gonna stop nothing.
No. I'm glad The Rock pulled back off him.
What The Rock say? I didn't see that.
The Rock was with fuck him at first when he heard the nigger shit, he pulled back. If a man is gonna say something, if you right now, if you and me say bad things about the homosexual community, we'll get destroyed. If you say bad things about Jewish community, you get destroyed. Asians get destroyed. You can say what you want to say about black people or Spanish people. All you gotta do is apologize and forget.
No repercussion.
No repercussion.
No repercussions.
Then if you white, you could even be a fucking sexual predator like Bill O'Reilly and still have a job.
Damn.
Or how do you spend $90 million in sexual harassment suits, but you destroying everybody? Or my thing is this: Matt Gaetz showed the world how you implicated proof that you fucking. First of all, listen. There was a famous boxer named Jack Jones.
Jack Johnson.
Jack Johnson. Sorry, apologize. He went to prison because he married a white girl and traveled her across state lines. He went to prison for that.
Yep.
How the fuck Matt Gaetz traveled with an underage girl, took her out of the country? That alone is a federal crime. But you still part of the United States government. You still talking shit to people.
Mm-hmm.
Like this. Let me tell you something. Anytime, and they showed you, every white person in America downplayed January the 6th. They showed you right there, that what you seeing ain't what they said it is. Oh no, those guys won't do it. Come on, man.
Come on.
Had that been, if this is the shit that never gets talked about, it should be talked about thoroughly. If you're a black person in Congress or Senate, how can you not say if that would have been any other race that did that, they'd have been 15,000 dead people?
Even if it wasn't 15,000 dead people, you know this just like I know this. Had somebody died at the time of a crime, everybody getting charged with murder.
But this is the crazy part. I've talked to DC police officers. I've talked to Capitol police officers. And the majority of them told me we were scared to shoot because they said there were weapons in the crowd. And I'm saying to myself, if 15,000 people make you scared not to shoot, how the fucking all these unarmed black men or Latino men get gunned down and they ain't got no weapons? That's the part I told you, Tank. That's the part. Like, there's so this. First of all, I tell you before, if y'all was really gangsters for real, the world was shut down for 2 years. Why the fuck did y'all kick the doors down the IRS? Demand are these landlords, are these toilet paper companies, these dairy companies that had eggs for $9, milk for $10.
Right. Price gouging.
Let me tell you something, man. You saw companies, butcher shops that you never even knew existed in America when all the name brand meat was gone. They had motherfucking all hands like, where's this meat coming from? How is the richest nation in the world running out of toilet paper, running out of hand sanitizer, running out of eggs? If you don't know this is the fucking matrix, you're stupid.
Yeah. Completely.
Then this the worst. When you got white people saying 1964, us having to wear a mask and taking our civil rights, every black person in America is a hawk spitting a white person's face for even saying something stupid like that. Or Tank, look at this. When you got a white woman, this black man's like, yo, this white woman's been following me. He filmed her, she's screaming rape. He never, like, she don't go to jail? Just say if somebody in the neighborhood actually thought she was getting raped by that black man and shot her. What about the black man that went for a jog and the police locked him up and said that he fucking beat somebody up? When they fucking showed the fucking paper, the guy was smaller, and no beard. This dude had a beard. Listen, man. That's why I refuse to watch TV. I cannot watch TV no more
Right.
because you cannot believe the shit that's going on in this country. And then it's forgot about. If there was no pandemic, George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery would be swept under the rug.
Shit, they just did another one in Minneapolis. They just shot another young brother on a no-knock warrant, busted in the house, shot the brother in fucking 8 seconds, wasn't even a suspect. And the no-knock warrant wasn't even a warrant for individual. It was a property warrant. They were in there looking for stolen property. That's why, yo, you hear me? I hung up. Yeah, try to get him back. Yeah, people, please look up this Minneapolis case. That just happened, I think, a week ago. The case makes absolutely no sense. No knock warrant. I think the brother was 17, 18 years old. Shot him. It's on camera. And, yo.
Yeah.
Young dude in Minneapolis. This just happened last week. I mean, why are cops still being allowed to do no knock warrants on people's houses is ridiculous. You had Breonna Taylor. You saw what happened in that situation, and they're still doing the same shit. That's why I said Joe Rogan, Whoopi Goldberg, and all, fuck them. This is the shit that's going on behind the scenes, and motherfuckers ain't paying no attention to.
At all.
I mean, all those cops that came into that house need to be charged. I mean, what the fuck? You coming in guns blazing on a property warrant?
Come on. Say it again, Tank.
This shit is outrageous. On a property warrant. You coming in guns blazing, full geared up for property? And this shit just keeps happening. That's why. That's why. Don't nobody talk about him. Don't nobody talk about it. But that motherfucker Jeremiah and for Jeremiah and that brother in L.A.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Psh, went ham. See, they don't talk about that motherfucker.
Nope.
They don't talk about that. Them the real gangsters.
Yep.
Give a fuck about you rappers. Them the real gangsters. That brother Jeremiah and that other brother, Christopher Dorner.
Yep.
Christopher motherfucking Dorner.
Yep. That's how it's supposed to be done.
Speak about them the motherfuckers right there. Got motherfuckers talking about drill music and all these little young kids killing each other. Okay, cool. That's cool. But they doing that on purpose. So that's to distract you from what's really happening.
Yep. Yep, exactly. I can say it again.
Give a fuck about these little young. You know, just like I know, man. That's why I thank God all the time that we not deep in the rap shit no more.
No.
Because these motherfuckers out there with all kinds of money and no sense.
No sense at all.
Don't know how to move. Don't know how to behave. Don't know how to protect themselves. Just out there. With life insurance, with $1 million life insurance policies on them.
Mm-hmm. They don't get it.
Throwing it away.
Yep. It's crazy, bro.
Well, all right, bro. I appreciate the chop up.
Always, brother.
You know, next week is going down.
Hell yeah.
And the week after that. So we're going to be busy for the next month.
Hell yeah, man. See you in the trenches, brother.
All right, I'll be there, brother.
All right, brother.
All right. So, yeah, man. Another night, man. I hope y'all pulled some jewels out that shit. And like I said before, know when you're being played, know when you're people are tugging on your emotional strings, trying to get you to react and step outside of your divinity. Act accordingly. It's only gonna get worse. We got a whole month to deal with, and the distractions will come one after another. There'll be another story tomorrow, and then there'll be another story after that, and there'll be another story after that, just to keep you on the edge of your seat emotionally, just to keep you emotionally invested in the bullshit. Step back, think, use your head, be logical, be rational, and be careful. So we're gonna close tonight like we do every night. With all due honor and praise to the Most High, I worship thee through the divine image of my wives. Amen and good night.